Average of 1,017 newly reported cases per day. There were 32 new reported deaths, bringing the total number to more than 4,000. Ohio is averaging 22 reported deaths per day for the past 3 weeks. And Montgomery County is back up to a red level 3 health advisory after being downgraded to orange just last week. 2 News reporter Allison Gens is live in the newsroom with the new information from Governor DeWine's coronavirus briefing today.
Brooke, 3 of the state's 6 red level 3 counties are here in the Miami Valley. Montgomery County has moved back to red this week, and Preble and Mercer counties remain red. Montgomery County bumped up to level 3 after adding more than 500 cases over the past 2 weeks, which is 10% of the total cases in the county. Governor DeWine says there has been an increase in outpatient visits. DeWine says the average cases reported has gone up from 50 cases per day to 60 cases per day. DeWine says Mercer County's numbers are double what is considered a high instance of cases. It is the second-ranked county in Ohio for the highest occurrence of COVID-19. He says numbers are starting to trend in the right direction, and DeWine says Preble County added 6 cases in the last 2 weeks, which is close to 20% the total number of their cases.
We're keeping a very close eye on all of our counties. Colleges and university students are returning. We're already starting to see some cases as a result of that. We're also seeing, of course, our K through 12 that is starting back in.
Clark County dropped from red to orange this week, and 76 counties remain at the same level they were as last week. And coming up on 5 on 2, I will tell you about the new school reporting system the governor is calling for. In the newsroom, Allison Gens, 2 News, working for you.
Next at 4, more money is coming to the unemployed here in Ohio. How a FEMA grant will help those struggling during the pandemic. And it's the final night of the Republican National Convention, what we can expect as the president takes the stage tonight. With 68 days until Election Day, President Trump accepts the Republican nomination, with tonight being the last night of the Republican National Convention. Tracy Potts has more on his high-profile speech here on your local election headquarters.
The stage is literally set for President Trump's acceptance speech on the South Lawn tonight.
Tonight, what you're going to hear from President Trump is a very hopeful vision for America. He's very proud of this country.
Fireworks and hundreds of guests are expected, a bigger crowd than he and Vice President Pence greeted in Baltimore last night.
Some of them were in masks, not many. They were not particularly socially distanced, and reporters who were there last night in Baltimore talked to people in the crowd, and many of them said they were not tested for the coronavirus.
Pence against a patriotic backdrop with this dire warning.
The hard truth is, you won't be safe in Joe Biden's America.
The problem we have right now is we're in Donald Trump's America. What's he doing? He's kept pouring gasoline on the fire.
The vice president briefly mentioned protests in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where a black man, Jacob Blake, was shot in the back 7 times by a white police officer last weekend. Questions remain whether Blake was reaching for a knife. Convention speakers portraying Mr. Trump as anti-racist.
It has no resemblance to President Trump.
And pro-police.
President Trump is the law and order president, from our borders to our backyards.
Backyards in Louisiana today pummeled by Hurricane Laura making landfall overnight. President Trump visiting the Federal Emergency Management Agency this afternoon.
Worked everything out for the federal government to be very, very efficient and be very aggressive in getting everything back and going as it should.
The Trump campaign says the storm response will not derail the president's speech tonight.
Tracy Potts reporting. Next here at 4, there are new details in the shooting of Jacob Blake, what officials are now revealing as the shooting sparks more protests. And positive steps for unemployment in Ohio as we're taking a deeper look into the newest numbers. We have new information as a former Greenville police officer is sentenced for sex crimes. Our news partners at the Greenville Daily Advocate report Shannon McDaniel was sentenced to 14 years in prison after pleading guilty to 14 counts of sexual battery. He coerced a minor into performing sexual acts. McDaniel will now be registered as a Tier 3 sex offender. Wisconsin authorities are releasing more details about the police shooting of 29-year-old Jacob Blake as federal prosecutors launch a civil rights investigation into this incident. Whitney Wild has continuing coverage.
New details are emerging about the police shooting of 29-year-old Jacob Blake.
This community has been through some extremely traumatic events in the last few days.
Investigators say the incident started when a woman called 911, a dispatcher named Blake in a police call. Responding officers tried to arrest Blake with a taser but failed. When Blake walked away and leaned into his SUV, Officer Rustin Shesky shot him 7 times in the back. A knife was found under the floorboard of Blake's car, but it's unclear if police saw it before opening fire. Blake's attorney, Benjamin Crump, says he didn't have a weapon or pose a threat.
All Jacob Blake was trying to do was get in his car and get his 3 little boys away from a volatile situation.
Shesky, a 7-year veteran of the force, along with a second officer, are now on leave as federal officials launch a civil rights investigation. The shooting reigniting protests around the country. In Kenosha, after several nights of protests, last nights were peaceful. The calm comes after 2 people were killed and 1 was hurt when 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse opened fire on protesters. Rittenhouse was arrested Wednesday and has been charged with homicide. Crump says the treatment of Rittenhouse by police proves racial injustice in policing.
We have these 2 justice systems in America, one for Black America and one for white America.
We have new information about the state's job numbers today. The Ohio Department of Job and Family Services says jobless claims are down this week. Last week, ODJFS reported fewer than 19,000 jobless claims were filed. In the last 23 weeks, the state has distributed more than $6 billion in unemployment payments to more than 790,000 people. In total, more than 1.6 million Ohioans have filed for unemployment. And Ohio is approved for a FEMA grant under the Lost Wages Assistance Program. This money will allow Ohio to provide $300 additional per week to those unemployed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. FEMA will work with Governor DeWine to implement a system to make this funding available to Ohio residents.
Now, Chief Meteorologist Brian Davis and your Storm Team 2 forecast.
And it looks like we'll see some showers around the area early tonight, about 81 degrees at 7 p.m. and then 78 degrees at 9 p.m. and down to 76 at 11. Look for mostly cloudy skies once those showers move out, even though there are some breaks in the clouds. And once again, another muggy night is on the way. 74 at 8 o'clock, cloudy conditions, then some breaks in the clouds. 83 at noon, another sticky day tomorrow. We'll be up into the mid-80s tomorrow, but again, some showers and thunderstorms around later in the day will start to cool things off at 5 p.m. and about 83. We have a muggy night on the way with those evening showers and thunderstorms. More thunderstorms expected around the area for Friday afternoon, and then we'll see the Laura remnants moving away on Saturday, but they'll be close to us as we get to late Friday night, early Saturday. We'll be on the northern edge of that moisture, so we may see some of the rain from Laura, at least over the southern part of our viewing area. Right now, you can see the core of that tropical storm moving up into the south central part of Arkansas. Not too much on the south side of it as far as rain goes. A real heavy rain on the north and northeast side of this storm as it continues to move to the north and northeast. Top winds are down to 65 miles per hour, but still could produce some flash flooding and still some damaging winds with those strong winds circulating around it. And there is a hurricane warning that's in effect. There's our tropical storm making its way north now, and that'll swing across the Ohio Valley. Laura there, top wind 65, moving north at 15, and you can see the primary track down through Kentucky with a more substantial rainfall. We'll be right on the northern edge of it. And also there's a cold front coming in from the northwest, so that will even keep the chance of some showers and thunderstorms going with that tropical moisture even into late Friday night, and also early Saturday. We'll see temperatures backing off through the 80s into the low 70s by 4 a.m. and then high temperatures tomorrow afternoon. You'll notice the mid 80s up north, 84 at Sydney, 85 Troy, 84 Urbana, 84 in Springfield and Greenville, and here in the Dayton area about 86 degrees tomorrow afternoon, 86 Springboro, and 85 over toward Oxford. High temperatures on Saturday should cool off a little bit more, upper 70s to right about 80 over the entire region. We're still looking at those very high dew point values into the low to mid 70s today. That's where they'll stay tonight and into tomorrow morning. and through the day on Friday with that tropical moisture around. But then with that cold front coming in from the northwest, you can see some lighter green. That'll start to move into the area late Saturday, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, and take us back to some pleasant weather on Sunday. Troy Stouter Center camera, a lot of cloud cover this afternoon, occasionally some showers coming out of those clouds. We're seeing some of those showers in northern Montgomery County, up around Dayton International Airport, Tip City, extending south toward Trotwood and Brookville, and Urbana also seeing some of that rain tonight. US 68 extending back to the west over toward St. Paris and down toward Christiansburg. This is all sliding east, as you can see. Some more showers there in Butler County that are heading toward Warren County. More sunshine today up north, so it's actually been hotter up north around northwest Ohio with temperatures in the low 90s, but we've stayed in the 80s today with a little more cloud cover around. Right now in Dayton, 83, west wind at 15, feels like 89 with a relative humidity high at 72% and a lot of low to mid 80s out there, although 79 right now in Richmond. Here's your future track forecast map. You can see those scattered showers early tonight and then a break in the rain. Watch, you'll finally see the remnants of Laura moving south of us late Friday and Friday night. Right there it goes. Lexington more likely to see some of the more substantial rainfall, and then behind it in comes that improving weather for Saturday. Some evening showers tonight, muggy, overnight low 72 degrees, and tomorrow scattered showers and thunderstorms, warm and humid with a high temperature of 86, a southwest wind at around 5 to 15 miles per hour. 83 at noon with 86 at 2 o'clock, dropping back to 82 at 6 p.m. High around 80 on Saturday. It'll be a sticky 80 though, with the rain chances best in the morning, but pleasant on Sunday. Lows in the 50s, highs upper 70s. Same on Monday, and then the chance of showers and thunderstorms coming back Tuesday through Thursday.
Thank you, Brian. Next here at 4, we're digging deeper into why health officials are worried about back-to-school vaccines, why they're urging parents to make sure their kids get their shots. Then coming up at 4:30, we'll show you how a local woman is turning her love of animals into a passion project as local organizations work to clear the shelters. August is National Immunization Awareness Month, and vaccination rates have not recovered from the first months of the pandemic. 2 News Today anchor John Seibel explains why officials are worried about other diseases on top of the coronavirus.
Staying safe and up to date during a pandemic. The Sabin Community Clinic in Los Angeles pivoting to offer a drive-up vaccination clinic, serving dozens of families in a day.
by saying, you know what, we can do this from the comfort of your car. You don't even have to get out. You know, a lot of them were more receptive.
A national survey by Orlando Health finds 84% of parents believe vaccines are the best way to protect their kids from infectious diseases. But 2/3 are nervous to take them to the pediatrician because of COVID-19.
The last thing we need during a COVID pandemic is to have an outbreak of a vaccine preventable disease like measles or even the influenza.
The American Academy of Pediatrics is seeing vaccination rates rebound after a dramatic dip in March and April, but are concerned they are still not back to pre-pandemic levels.
We still know that we are missing some children that have missed vaccines, that they still need to be encouraged to get back in.
That includes students attending classes in person or virtually.
And which vaccines are you here for today?
Both immunized at a recent event in Virginia.
It's true that they might be at home and not need to go into school now. As soon as kids are back in school or interacting with each other and other events outside of school, we want to make sure that they're up to date on their different vaccines.
Catching up on immunizations made as easy and as painless as possible.
The Department of Health and Human Services recently amended its policy to allow pharmacists in all 50 states to administer childhood vaccines. The American Academy of Pediatrics is pushing back, saying it prefers families use pediatricians, who also perform physical and mental health screenings during the appointments. John Seibel, 2 News, working for you.
Ahead at 4:30, a breakthrough in coronavirus testing. How soon a new rapid antigen test can detect the virus. First at 4, we're taking a look at the impact of Hurricane Laura as it makes landfall down in the Gulf Coast. We'll show you the damage and the impact it's having on residents there. And a baby's death is ruled a homicide. We're talking to West Carrollton police about their investigation. Plus, the CDC is prioritizing COVID-19 vaccine recipients, who officials say should be first in line when it becomes available.
From WDTN, the station that's working for you, this is 2 News First at 4.
And welcome to 2 News First at 4 as we get right to a first check of your weather. It is still pretty warm out there today. We're also tracking Hurricane Laura, which is now a tropical storm as it moves north. Let's go to Storm Team 2 Chief Meteorologist Brian Davis with your forecast first.
All right, thanks, Brooke. And you saw the radar there. Some showers moving through our area, some thunder off to the east. But right down here, this is Laura making its way northward. A tropical storm now pushing up toward Little Rock. And you can see all the heavy rain there and still top winds around 65 miles per hour. We don't have to worry about anything from that storm tonight, but late tomorrow, as we get to late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, it'll be passing to the south of us across Kentucky. We'll see if some of those bands of moisture get far enough north to bring us some rain for Friday night and into early Saturday. Even if it doesn't directly come from that system, what's left of it, we're going to have a cold front moving in. There will still be the chance of showers and thunderstorms with that. Friday afternoon, the potential for some wind and hail with some of those showers and thunderstorms. Low to mid 80s right now around the region, but with the humidity so high, feels like temperatures upper 80s to right around 90. We'll back it off slowly through the 80s this evening with some of those scattered showers, even the chance for a thunderstorm. And I'll have your complete Storm Team 2 forecast for Friday and into the weekend coming up.
And you can always keep track of our temperatures or any rain on Live Doppler 2 HD by downloading the free Storm Team 2 app. We're also following some breaking news out of Dayton tonight as we give you a live look at I-75 near State Route 4. You can see a tow truck there. Several vehicles were involved in a crash. We know at least 6 vehicles involved in this accident here. This is I-75 southbound at State Route 4, and 75 was shut down because of that accident. We're continuing to monitor the progress there, and we will let you know when they have that fully cleared in that area. Well, today the Montgomery County Coroner's Office ruled a 1-month-old's death a homicide. 2 News reporter Deborah Bogart has new information on the investigation.
1-month-old Avery Grabens was pronounced dead on Sunday. The coroner's report says blunt force trauma to the head was the cause of death. West Carrollton police say they are still actively investigating after being called to Dayton Children's by staff for her injuries. Avery Grabens has been identified as the baby girl who died Sunday at Dayton Children's. Her family posting online she was born on July 10th. They go on to say, quote, "The violent crime happened Thursday around 2 p.m., just 6 short weeks after she was brought into this world by her loving mother along with her family beside her." West Carrollton police confirmed they were called to Dayton Children's Friday after staff reported injuries to the child. According to the police report, they categorized the call as assault, but gave no more information. Today, the Montgomery County coroner says the cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head, ruling it a homicide. Avery's grandfather told 2 News Today off camera they are calling Avery their little hero as she is helping save other lives. He says her organs are being donated and they are finding some comfort in that. West Carrollton police say they can provide no more details, but they are dedicated to completing a thorough and rigorous investigation. Grabens' family has set up a GoFundMe to help pay for funeral costs. We do have that link available on WDTN.com under As Seen on 2 News. Deborah Bogart, 2 News, working for you.